Mm. Testing. Mm. Yeah. I Uh, oh, it's underneath everything. Up. That should be good. How are you doing? That's good. Today I'm just kind of blah and a bit anxious because the Sonic Expo's coming up and I really don't have anything figured out for that yet, if I'm even going. Because originally at one point I forgot about it and thought it was later in November, but then it turns out it's during like the 9th, 7th to 9th or something like that is when it's going. Also, I kind of figure there's no game audio if you're thinking about that because uh, I think it's something to do with the HDMI cable. Because when I hooked it up to the TV, the signal wasn't going through whatsoever, and on here the capture thing doesn't even have any audio going through it, but it does get picture, so yeah. Bright side is you don't have to hear the same 3 tracks because I don't have any more unlocked. Also playing this through the capture device, I am definitely feeling some latency. I'm not sure exactly which thing is causing it, but yeah. So probably won't be playing this too long. Then I'll switch to something else. Whoops. Also, yeah, unfortunately, I don't really have too much unlocked because I'm not that great at this game. Yeah, that's understandable. I have no clue what I'm doing for this unlimited boost, but I'm not complaining. Also, I'm not sure if it's noticeable or not, but I think I got the model set up so it's a bit more expressive than it usually is. Granted, it's not exactly accurate at the moment, but more expressive at least. Yeah. Hmm. Surprising came in first point wise. Mhm. Main menu. Let it save. I don't want to risk playing online currently, so let's see. Do I want to attempt setting up water park again? Not right now. My main thing with Water Park Simulator is I want to get it so it's connected, so chat can connect to it and everything, so they can work at the water park or visit the guest or whatever. But the last time I tried it, it wasn't wanting to work. So yeah, let's see. Oh yeah, no, basically with the uh, capture thingy with no audio. There's kind of two options I have. One, that's kind of the easy route of getting new HDMI cable, or two, going a roundabout by getting a headphone jack cable and connecting that straight to the thing. Yeah. Uh, Check it out on peak a little bit. I'm starting to download it. That's already downloaded. Let's what else do I have? One possibilities do. We'll see. I was close to getting Street Fighter 6 on sale, but I ended up not getting it. could do Resident Evil, but audio would kind of be required for that. Yeah, I don't know. It's sure now these updates are coming out. I checked it just a few minutes ago and no updates were required for anything. Okay, you know what? Doom it is. I really need to get music put on this computer. Uh, Would it be on second thought, considering the stream's not dying on me? Kind of don't want a chance trying to download something. Another question. Oh boy. I think I'll turn that off. Settings, controller, advanced. Warning about something, I don't know what. Uh, you would think motion controls would be under motion sense, would be under controller, but it's not. Uh, I know it's somewhere in here, but no clue where. And they have 20 million option settings to go through. Guess I'll just have to deal with it. Actually, while we're at it, move this over here. There we go. That's a bit better at least. Also, if anyone's curious, I'm playing this on the hardest difficulty available. This is one of the few games I can do that with. I also haven't played Hitman in a while. I don't know, today's just going to be kind of random what I'm playing at, I think. Launcher. Punch. Punch. What? Up. And the controller dies on me. Why is nothing ever wanting to work? It's always got to be something. There we go. Rocket launcher. One of the reasons I've been playing this a bit more again is because someone gifted me Doom Eternal recently. So still got to go through this first one and before I go through Eternal. Just cause. Punchy. Thank you for the health. I keep forgetting the handgun has unlimited ammo. Hmm. One of the biggest reasons holding me back from not getting Street Fighter 6 is because it takes up 60 gigabytes. Hmm. Eh. One punch, two punch, three punch. Punches for everybody. Punches for all the days. Sure, it's not spawning now. You know what? Super shotgun time. Mm. Mm. Maybe something a bit lighter would be better. I guess could try some. Oops. The screen. Guess could try some of this out. Oh no, wait, that's the one that needed updating. Hmm. Honestly, I wasn't even expecting this thing to work today. Because you know how often the stream doesn't want to work. Uh, if I'm not feeling up to this, then maybe I'll just try some farming, but we'll see. Oh yeah, I tried some Digimon Cyber Sleuth, but uh, I have it on Switch. I got pretty far into it, but didn't want to start over. So I was looking into mods and stuff for it and found one that gave equipment for like giving them max stats or something like that. But I guess for whatever reason the mod doesn't carry over to the when it transfers up into the cloud because I tried transferring the save to the Steam Deck version and the save was fine, just the mod stuff wasn't in there, which I thought was weird because I know for a fact I saw it before I tried putting it on the Steam Deck. So yeah. Again, I thought the thing saved before. This is one of my least favorite characters to play as in this game because their combat for me is terrible. Because they're more of ranged attacks than close quarters. And this is a new save because my original one is on the PS4, which I had a good amount of time put into it. I really wish they'd come out with another one of these games, but I think part of the issue is Sony or the company messed over the developer, wanting to kind of strip away at a whole lot of what makes the games. So he kind of said, just flat out went, "No, I'm done." At least if I remember it, that's what it was. If there was actually a new one supposed to come out, but never did. I want to at least do this tutorial, then maybe I'll switch to a farming game. It's always annoying when games have lengthy tutorials. And I completely missed everyone because I forgot which move it was. Oh yeah, this is the one with the weird... It's the one with the weird control setup where it doesn't let me... Oh, that's great. Knock the enemy through the barrier so I can attack them. The console version didn't have this issue. Don't tell me I bugged it. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Just going to be one of those days, isn't it? There we go. Did that fix it? Yes. Yeah, but I think I bugged it. Figures. Exit game. Hmm. Should I turn the Wi-Fi off? Because am I really using it for anything? Not really, I guess. No, 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 that's not what I want. I'm trying to think. Yeah. Yeah. Speaker. May not be the best option, but at least I'll be able to hear the audio. But part of me kind of wants to do Chaos Child. Mm, yeah, I guess we could do a little Chaos Child. Complete Animaniacs DVD set, including the movie, for $30. Eh, that's literally only like $5 off. Uh, where's the cursor? I should at least be getting a cursor. Okay, that seems right, I guess. No, no, what just happened? Close. Oh, great. Let me into the box. There we go. Start game. Not bad for doing that all blind on a touchscreen that's blank. music stands out. Yeah. Mona had finished her concert like always. She stayed behind to help put away the instruments. She even helped clean up audience seats, even though that was the concert hall's job. Only after all that was done, she could take a break. There wasn't much time left before her solo street concert, but she still had to help anyways. She always been like that. Even if it wasn't her responsibility to help, she couldn't help but get involved. It was like that in middle school. When one of her friends who wasn't good at studying asked her for test notes. Or in high school, when a girl she knew asked her how to make Valentine's chocolate for a boy she liked. She'd stayed up so many nights. Her own test grades were worse than her friends. She didn't even have anyone to give chocolate to on Valentine's. Mm. In the end, it was the other person's responsibilities, not hers, but basically, I'm a huge wuss. Monet was at heart scared of not doing everything she could, even if everything wasn't her responsibility. Eh. The concert today was another big success. Sure is a tiny room that could only fit 150 people or so, but tickets were 3,000 yen. High for a band with amateur vocals like her, and they still sold out instantly. It was bizarre how excited the crowd was. She'd heard sobs during the ballad and during one of the high-tempo songs. The audience had stood up all the way to the back row. This is impossible. She felt a chill and hugged herself tightly. It's not that her band wasn't popular. They'd started out in Nikania, sang it category, and had kept going by doing covers of popular anime songs. It helped that her face, which had earned her the nickname Scarecrow in school, could look really good when she wore makeup. And if all of them put on ridiculous costumes and acted like idiots, some people would enjoy that. Videos of their concert performance pulled a decent number of views online. But then she noticed The vast majority of people looking at the videos were people who'd come to her concerts. People who'd experienced the insane intensity were going back to the videos to try and feel it again. And she knew that they probably wouldn't feel it even 1% of it. It's just impossible. The ticket prices and audience sizes were one thing, but the strangest thing to her was their eyes. Their eyes pierced right through her unblinkingly. They were like pets totally dependent on the master. The meaning of lyrics began to take over their lives, and they never even questioned it. There has to be something wrong with my voice. When she first realized this was happening, she tried to quit the band. Even if she couldn't, she at least wanted to stop doing the live shows where people heard her directly. But the others around her wouldn't let that happen. Your voice is amazing, they would tell her. They forced her to keep singing even as the concerts began to terrify her. She tried to get out of it, but in the end she kept giving in. She owed her fellow band members for getting a plain dull girl like her into music. And for a while the part of her managed to have fun. But in the end, she lacked the tiny bit of courage needed to break out of the cycle. She forced herself to get up and head towards a street concert, which she didn't really want to do. She received an email and read it slowly. No way. She almost dropped her phone. She read it again and again, trying to control her shaking hands. It was nothing special, just a simple message about one of the songs she made. Good song, keep it up. No way. She tried to stop the tears but couldn't. Why did I pick this again? I've never played this before, but why is it being so relatable? I don't even remember this from the anime. The band would get too many messages like this to count, especially after concerts. She knew it was rude, but to be honest, she was sick of them. So this email address wasn't for her band, it was one for her site where she had anonymously uploaded one of her songs. In other words, whoever sent this message hadn't come to her concerts. They never heard her voice live or felt its strange power. They had still said they liked her song. Really? Wiping away the tears that wouldn't stop, she quickly wrote a response. That makes me feel really happy, thank you, she said. Even after she sent it, she kept crying for a while. Why? She hadn't cried like this much since the earthquake. And then she stood up. Eh, stupid things. She took her costume for the day's concert out of her bag, balled them up, and threw them in the trash. It was a white caped outfit worn by some angel character, and some anime certain fans really loved it, but she didn't care about it at all. She took a wet towel off of the nearby table and violently wiped away her makeup. I think I'm okay with being a scarecrow. She was never wearing another cape or putting on makeup to look like an anime character again. Never, she said out loud. She realized she was more excited than she had ever been before. And then she started to realize what she wanted to do. I guess I could just leave Shibuya. I'm sure things are going to get messy here. What would happen if she said she was going to quit the band? It caused trouble for a lot of people. Definitely her band was scheduled to play in the Restoration Festival. But even so, she never wanted to sing at another concert. I shouldn't use the street where I've done shows, or if my fans will see me wait. I'll be fine with this face. She laughed and kissed her smartphone. Oh wow, this is so much fun. She couldn't wait to get home and start fiddling with her music. Over the web, she could really share her music with the others. As long as they weren't hearing her voice live, it'd be fine. If she just played a recording from a speaker, for example. I've got a small speaker in my house, don't I? That's right. She'd leave Shibuya, and when she had a few more songs, she could record them and play them at the street concert. That speaker was small enough she could fit it under her clothes to fool people. It'd be rude to do the same song every time, so each time she'd re-record it at home. There was a knock at the door. One of the staffers, maybe? She smiled and answered them. Now that she'd thrown away her clothes, her bag was lighter than she'd ever imagined it could be. That lightness made her think about the future. She was happy. Knock, 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 knock. Coming! She happily danced toward the door, completely ignorant of what was on the other side. That was weird. The thing just bugged out. September. Huh? Which button is it? Oh. No. There we go. Okay, so I didn't miss anything. Shortly after she finished, she was walking through Shibuya. She had a limp and dragged one leg behind her as if it was injured. Her bags were unnaturally long, most of her face was covered by them. She wore a dark colored dress that seemed to melt into the night, and above it, a bright red cardigan. Her chest, arms, and legs were almost completely covered. Despite the fact the night was still warm, she wore gloves as if it were a sin to show any skin at all. She ran into a couple coming out of a hotel and staggered slightly, but she didn't even look at the people she ran into. She looked down and disappeared into the streets of Shibuya. Man, what was that? Talk about creepy. Hey, did you see that face? It was so weird, wasn't it? Those eyes were so weird. Part 1 Digital Native. Let's say you asked a kid in middle school, do you know what Schrodinger's cat is? Most would say yes, or I've heard of it. We'll start by eliminating the DQNs who say they've never heard of it. Delinquent needs, I'm assuming. Next you ask, well, what was it? Next we eliminate those poor fools who say it's something about a cat in a box, right? There's this cat in this there's this cat, but you don't know if it's alive or dead, right? Or maybe they say there's a cat in a box, and next to it there's a device that may or may not give off poisonous gas. You don't know if the cat's alive or dead till you open the box. Everybody knows that. We can eliminate those show-offs as well. Anybody from these groups is a wrong-sider. The right answer would be to describe the experiment and then say, it was a thought experiment proposed by Schrödinger to criticize the quantum mechanical theory that state collapse only occurs after human observation. But barely anyone can do that. And I'd imagine that I'm the only guy who's still in high school who knows that Schrödinger got the idea after exchanging letters from Einstein. I hate wrong-siders. I'd taken a break from investigating two incidents that had occurred recently in Shibuya, was paging through some channels Some ad channels blogs aggravated over for a change of pace. Aggregators over change of pace. As always, the articles about bad idols, corporations with terrible work environments were getting tons of hits. It was hard to believe that the crash of 15, a huge news story that had just happened this month, was already off the front pages. Did the people reading and commenting these days on the sites realize that everything they read about corporations and idols was carefully controlled? Did they know that most of the big aggregator sites are corporations too? Did they realize that the comments were all manipulated to go one direction or another? Kids our age were living in a world where all the information you could ever want was right at your fingertips. To those of us in the enlightened generation, ignorance was the worst sin. The ignorant were self-righteous, easily manipulated, and eager to push their paper-thin worldview onto others. They were nothing but a nuisance. The worst of the lot were the so-called otaku. I couldn't stand otaku. They were the wrong-siders. Take the picture on the cover of the magazine. It was from Bloodtoon, and the otaku who just watched it for the cute characters was a loser. There was no point in watching the show if you were going to ignore its deeper themes. I couldn't stand people who still held the old-fashioned idea that only otaku watched anime. But people who ignored the show's themes and just watched it for cuteness were even worse. They were ignoring the implicit social criticism hidden in what? I stared at the magazine in amazement. Specifically, I started to stare at the box that listed the next episode previews. The text said that Eren was missing. Idiots. I'd let my guard down because I knew this episode was written by the guy who wrote the original manga. The original author doesn't know anything about his own work. Yeah, that sounds kind of like how Toriyama and Oda kept forgetting some facts about their own shows. But to be fair, their shows and manga went on forever. How could you remove Eren from the story halfway through? And speaking of which, this also reminds me, I think some actual anime did this where they killed off a main character or something that didn't happen in the manga, but I can't remember what it was. Not keeping her around meant bringing all the internal drama that had been built up so far to a halt. So much for a change of pace. I knew I had work to do on the case, but I'd put it away because I couldn't find any link between the two crimes. I thought for a moment, then took my magazine from its secret stash. It was an issue of an older magazine called Cool Cat Press. The people called it the dating guide for normals, written by someone who'd never dated a girl in his life, but you'd be surprised. Magic words, magic words to make any girl fall in love with you. Yeah, stupid. I knew it was stupid, but I ran an internet search for their number one phrase. Nothing came back. And that was the thing. The fact that it didn't show up on the internet meant to me that it was worth something. I know this is extraordinarily selfish of me, but but may I fall in love with you? With who? Finally, after like an hour and a half, probably gameplay wise, we get to one of the main characters. At least someone that actually pops up on the screen, I mean. Eternit yelled, huh? Annoy? When did you get here? I had my favorite magazine behind my back and tried to calm my racing heart. Even if we've known each other since we were kids, don't just come in like that. I did knock, so what's the magazine? Anything interesting? Oh, whoops, I probably should plug that back in because the Steam Deck's plugged to that. There we go, now the battery won't die. Couldn't let her find out this was bad. What's going on? Why are you wearing your school uniform? Didn't you go home? She frowned. You're the one who told me to go investigate the crime scenes for our club today. Oh yeah, that was right. Whoops. Here you go, more pictures from the crimes. Oh, did they even ever get localized? Great, I don't think that ever was localized. Uh, I just remembered that a basically a game kind of related to this was never localized, I don't think. It was called, I think, Occult 9. But yeah. Now the question is if I want to, I'm going to have to learn Japanese. Oh. Same goes for that visual novel for ReZero. Don't know why the only game of that they released was the bad one that was half visual novel, half poorly done top down, almost mobile game quality. Let's see, here you go, more pictures from the crime scene. Jeez. You can tell how old this is by the flash drive. It says 16 gigabytes on it. But the funny thing is, the inside of it's blue like it's a USB 3.0. Oh, thanks. Could you transfer it to my computer for me while you're at it? She looked a little confused. That's rare. Never let anyone touch your computer. Not really. You're allowed. She didn't think much of it as she started to copy the data off. Okay, now's my chance. The RV was cramped, but there was a lot of space for storage. I pretend to make some tea as I try to find room on the top shelf. Okay, there's just enough room for one more magazine. And then I heard a phew phew sound like a small fart from behind me. I glanced back and saw that she was using the mouse with one hand and fiddling with Giro Froggy Giro strap with her other. This was my chance. Giro Froggy Giroro strap was soft vinyl cell phone strap I'd won at a candy contest when I was a kid. When you pushed its belly, it was supposed to go Gyara Gyara. It turned out as an incredibly rare prize, could fetch 100,000 yen at an auction. But since I was a kid, I didn't know any better and gave it to her as a present. She really seemed to like it ever since she'd carried it with her. Which, well, that was fine, but it was old and faded, and when you pressed its belly, air leaked out of its side and made a weird noise. It used to go Giro Giro, I think, but now it just made a strange whooshing sound. Ever since she was a kid, she'd always had a bad habit of fiddling with it, especially when she was nervous or focused on something. In other words, she was focused on the computer. Now's my chance to hide it. I jammed the magazine into the shelf and moved something so she couldn't see it. Want a mountain view? Yeah, don't waste it. I'm leaving in a second anyways. Okay, all done. That also proves the age of this. Looks like a Windows Vista or something. Wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. Maybe it's supposed to look like a Windows XP. Yeah, that's probably it. Took a lot of pictures, any luck? I didn't see anything new. What about you, Taco? Find anything new about the That connects the two cases. No. I shook my head, frustrated. Uh, I see. Well, let's not get frustrated yet. I'll see you in the club room tomorrow. Just as she was about to leave, I got an idea. Oh, on the way. I needed to double check my information. She was in theory a girl. Um, I'm just asking, but let's say someone asked you out. Just hypothetical. Okay? What do you think if they said, I know this is extraordinarily selfish of me, but may I fall in love with you? Is that what you are saying? Never mind that. What do you think? She thought for a second. Is this person younger than me? Eh? Hang on a second, I'll save here. Since I think this might be the first choice in the game. Since they're being so polite, that's true, come to think of it. Why was it so polite anyways? Maybe they are, never mind that. What do you think? Well, I think it's really polite, but nobody's asking me out, so I don't know. Not really. That would depend on the person, right? What's going on here, cool cat? It would depend on the person asking the question. Of course it would. That's weird. I thought that was supposed to be a special event or something, but I couldn't really do anything. I forgot. She stretched out her hand. Give me 500 yen. Should we? I say no. Eh? Eh. There we go. Wow, wow. Yeah, that's tracking better. Huh? Here, here. I forgot. She showed me a paper bag she was holding. I just ran into Gen. He gave me this, said it was your usual. I paid him 500 yen for it. My usual? Confused, I took the bag from her. Gen's usual changed every time I talked to him, so couldn't count on it. What was it today? That drunk old man. What was your usual? No, nothing. Here, 500 yen. I forced 500 yen into her hands. Ignoring her persistent questions, I led her to the door. I'll see you at school tomorrow. Thanks for the pictures, they're a big help. Fine. Reluctantly, she left my room. Sure, this was what I always bought from Gan, but the information in the last one was no good. What the heck was a cool cat anyway? A cold cat? Is it cold because it's dead? 100 ways to secretly show your. No, I needed to hide this. I had so many of them now, I was running out of room on the top shelf. We need a top shelf. Stat! When I tried to force it in, mountain old magazines came falling out. No room, huh? What's this? There's an old scrapbook about the murders that had occurred 6 years ago in Shibuya. I'd bought it from Gen too, come to think of it. Hmm? Quit dropping things for 2 seconds. I already scanned it, but forgotten 2 out of the original. How could I, of all people, been so lax with information? I just have a bundle. I have to bundle it up with the rest of my collection. My eyes lingered for a second on the page. Come to think of it, I quickly ran over to my PC, opening files on it. Seriously? My words were a whisper. I looked back at the scrapbook and then compared the data on the PC. There's no doubt I kept looking at it and kept saying the same thing. But this, if my hypothesis was right, I'm sure even the police haven't noticed. Why demand control of this? Oh, this is great. No! How is it when I move and I'm not even close to this thing, it messes with it? Lately, stickers with the face of a sumo wrestler on them have been appearing around Shibuya lately. Stickers with the face of a sumo have been appearing around Shibuya. You started seeing them on signs, on guardrails, all over Shibuya 5 or 6 years ago. There are a lot of other stickers put up by graffiti artists, but Shibuya in particular has a huge number of sumo stickers. But as of now, there's nothing more than a hypothesis. Some have speculated that they're message from a terrorist group or a cult, but that's just a hypothesis. When asked about the stickers, a 41-year-old man who worked at Jinan Shibuya hair salon said, "They're creepy. I wish whoever it was would stop destroying Shibuya's landscape. Sometimes residents will take them down only to see them reappear later." Shibuya City Hall says, and quote, "We are continuing our community outreach efforts to help stop the stickers from being put up, but also there are no plans to use city funds to remove stickers." So in other words, we're doing nothing. And it unplugged again. Eh. Let's see. Police have said that placing these stickers on public property is misdemeanor, but that is extremely difficult to prosecute without catching the person doing it. They have no current plans on dealing with the stickers either. The citizens of Shibuya are, are going to be stuck with these stickers forever. The next post response is, "After I first saw one 2 years ago, I've just been seeing them everywhere. It feels like they're even more lately." Can I use the mouse and I click on the link? Oops. Okay, that's just creepy. That turns into a cursor. I can't click on them. So Another one today. Is it I can't click or am I not clicking right? Oh, huh. Can I hit the maximize or full screen button? Oh, well, I tried. Yeah, let's see, basically it's just a bunch of pictures of people posting the stickers. There's one other under an escalator at Hicario. How the hell did they even get one down there? I wonder if it's still there. I saw that one too, that's crazy. I always feel sick when I see the face. I once threw up when I saw one of those stickers. Sucked. Whoever puts them up needs to be FOAD'd. I heard if you scribble on top of one of the sumo wrestlers, it curses you. Anyone else notice that it's almost impossible to get the things off? Stop upping these things, Anon. There's a ton of them if you image search. I accidentally saw one of those stickers talking once. It was yelling, Dosakoi! Time for your meds, Grandpa. Somebody make a diluted map. Oh, someone make a Google map that lists all their locations. You'll be at it for years. So if you go to Shibuya, you get to stare, but you get stared by at sumo wrestlers, right? I don't understand that. They should just put up a bunch of cute anime girl stickers instead, like Hanoha or Siriran. They all Then all the otaku dorks would love them. I feel pressure coming from Ryogoku. This is performance until you someday will see a sumo judge sticker. True that. Okay. Now what do I do? Oops. Pictures. I really need to organize things more. Okay. Now, how do I do this? I guess I'll just leave that there. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Uh, I'm fine. It's just the sun started getting awfully intense out there again. Felt like it was over 80 again out there. It says it's only 74, but felt a lot hotter because of how the intense the UV was and all that. Nope, 76 it says, because the thing didn't update, but still. Which means might go for another 10, 20 minutes. We'll see how hot things get. Uh, Annoying thing is, it's the Steam Deck pulling most of the work for game wise, but the PC still tends to heat things up pretty quickly. Let's see, the seventh suicide that took place during Nico Nya stream. I'm just going to start calling it Nico Nico, if I remember, because that's literally what it is. It's a parody of Nico Nico, which is basically Japanese Twitch. Let's see. We don't know for sure that it was a suicide, though. People on the net are calling it the "Don't Look at the Me" case. Don't look at me case. And here's a video of the broadcast. That's a picture of the guy I started out with. Just to let you know. I saw that too. Wait, we saw it together. And here's the building it took place in. Annoy took some more pictures for me yesterday. I know that too. And this is the side. This is inside of his room. Huh? No way. You took this? When? Wait, how? Until then, Ito had been disinterested, pointing his camera at the colorful decorations in the hallway. But this got his attention. Of course it did. No one else had seen these pictures yet. Last weekend, you can see the room from the fifth floor of the karaoke place on the other side of the street. Seriously? Uh, here. This is the fifth floor. Hmm. You could always count on him to be interested when it came to new information. So what? You went in by yourself? Huh? I mean, you went to the karaoke place by yourself for karaoke alone. I didn't have a choice, did I? And it's not embarrassing, and I didn't sing, so it wasn't really karaoke. Hmm. To be honest, I was a little embarrassed. The guy on at the counter, who was probably just a part-timer, had stared at me suspiciously. Maybe I'd attract his attention by coming in during the middle of the day in my uniform. And since I had never been there before, he made me fill out the membership paperwork. I didn't know how to do it, so it took a long time. And actually, I'd never been to a karaoke place before in my life. All right, I got these. Let's go to the next one. This is such a pain. We went over to the gym from the second floor hallway. It was filled with students laughing over who knows what. The whole school was getting ready for Culture Festival next week. This year's festival was supposed to be a big one. Ikeho Academy was the first private high school built as a part of the restoration efforts, and so it was attracting a lot of attention. Oh, just realized I think I forgot to change the game, didn't I? Oops. Not that it really matters too much, but still. Chaos. Child. One reason for why everyone was so excited for the school fair was the school's lax rules with lots of clubs and activities. But the biggest reason was the Shibuya Peace and Restoration Festival 2 months from now. 2 months from now, November 9th, would mark 60 years since the Shibuya earthquake. The 5-year anniversary fair last year had affected the whole town. And the school was in Shibuya too. It included us. We were just a simple high school, but now our culture festival was being treated as a prelude to the big one, and supposedly there would be TV cameras filming the day of the event. Well, wow, aren't those costumes copyrighted? Can they get away with that? And wait, why are they wearing them now? Ito turned his camera towards a group of people pretending to be pro wrestlers. Ito and I were in the newspaper club, and it was our job to record the festivities. The principal had ordered that all the clubs were to participate in the culture festival, and recording the festivities was our way of getting by without having to do too much work. Recording video and taking photos was my hobby, and more than anything, it seemed like the way that would demand I burn the fewest calories. I couldn't see myself participating in any of the usual festival nuances, like the baseball team's fried baseball ice cream, which was probably just regular fried ice cream in a ball. That sounds gross, just saying. Or Pro Wrestling Research Club's mascot pro wrestling, or even this seance that the Mystery Club that and the Fortune Telling Club were putting on together. You probably just don't have anything better to do. Hey, don't pull my whiskers. You'll rip them off. Huh? Aren't these antennae? What do you think? If they were antennae, wouldn't they look a lot cuter if you ripped them off? Huh? What? Do I really have to answer such a stupid question? Normals. Go die in a fire. Hey, don't make fun of the normals. I'm a normal. Huh? Hey, you idiot, the camera. He dropped it. That thing's expensive. Hey, what do you mean? You're hurting me. Wait, the camera. Did you betray me? Did you lose a level? When did you get a girlfriend? Huh? I don't have a girlfriend. But forget that. Pick up the camera. What? I slipped out of Ito's grasp and picked up the camera. Looks like it's safe. Good. I relaxed the hand and handed the camera back to Ito. Jeez, get a hold of yourself. We're not like them. We're not right-siders, right? Want me to give you a lecture about it? Listen, term normal first came into existence at the Japanese internet around 2005. It referred to someone whose daily life was fulfilling and satisfying. Originally, the term netizen existed as an autonomous, but the distinction barely existed anymore. That's because the net is now an integral part of everyone's life. When it first came into use, simply having friends was enough to qualify as a normal. But gradually this requirement shifted into having a lover. But this too is changing. The modern definition of normal is now someone whose life is truly satisfying, that is, someone who's doing what they really want to do. In that sense, I am a normal. Therefore, the people over there who are screwing around and wasting time aren't normals at all. You need to use those words correctly. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Seriously, he needs to be careful. Just being a wrong-sider by itself is a sin these days. After I finished my lecture, I saw that Ito was staring at me wordlessly. What, did he not understand it? I'd walked him through the entire etymology. Mashiro? What? You're not a normal. Let's use those words correctly, okay? Huh? Why? Normals don't talk like that. Wait, why? And you know, I've got acquaintances who are women. Of course, men too. I just told you normals don't talk like that. But what's the reason? And why, may I also add, I quickly swallowed my words. I'm studying fashion too. I'd read that in the new issue of Cool Cat before I put it away, there was an article in it called Utsunomiya's Fashion Leader. I thought it looked pretty good. If I could wear that stuff, I'm sure. What? Nothing? I'm telling you, I'm sure, whatever, man. Let's go. As he walked away, I turned my eyes towards the group of mascot pro wrestlers. Alright, then, we'll all wear the same outfit. Oh, like Sentai Rangers, we could split the colors up. I'll be yellow. The audience would love it. But do we have the budget? We've got your allowance, right? Shove it! Or we could paint the colors onto our bodies. Just has to get laughs, right? I'm busy. Welcome back, Master Kiron. It's not very cute, is it? Can we fix that? Don't say that's not cute. And wait, it's not fair that only the girls are waitresses. Boys should be waitresses too. Did Gero Froggy really talk like that? Nito had just finished recording the goings-ons in the classroom. Again, I don't get how this works. Am I supposed to? No, I don't get how this works. Some people were ignoring the fuss and studying. Some of the otaku were reading light novels. Actually, let me see. Configuration. Help. System menu auto. Screenshot. Enters. Scrolling. Yeah. Nope. I'm not seeing anything about it. Okay. Some of the otaku were reading light novels. Did they really think that if they left the paper cover from the bookstore on it, we couldn't tell it was a light novel? They were just trying their best to stay out of the way. Most people were happily making Garo Froggy decorations or putting Garo Froggy costume and messing around. All the clubs had to participate in the festival, so did all the classes. No one had told me, but evidently several months ago we decided to do Garo Froggy themed costumes. You dummy, Garo Froggy has a girl's voice. Well, sure, but it's just a culture festival. We're allowed to change it. That's wrong. Huh? Ito tilted his head in confusion. It's just a... He decided to get back on topic. I took the poke column and showed it to Ito. So here's the images from the 19th of this month. Leaky noise, huh? Let me see. I haven't seen it before. Where'd you get it? It showed up for an instant on let's see, Aggregator Wiki. I scraped it before it got deleted. This one's got a nicer angle, right? Hey, let me up this to Nico along with the stuff you took from the karaoke box. I've already upped it to the newspaper club's official online storage. Make sure some adjustments are made so it's easier to see. Then do what you want with it. Views have been kind of bad lately. The last video I upped got tagged with "Cameraman, do your job," and this angle sucks. Ito looked really upset. Well, I knew how he felt. Akiko Academy Newspaper Club had been the first in the nation to upload video version of the school paper Niku Niku. Our papers dealt with anything involving Shibuya. We'd done a special on Shibuya restoration that a local paper had written about. We won a special prize at a city journalism contest, and the video got over 80,000 views despite being boring as hell. After that, though, I could understand being upset at the fact that the new videos dealing with goings on of Shibuya weren't breaking 2 digits. Oh, I was the one who put the cameraman do your job tag on, and the angle is garbage, man. Got it. Ooh, it's an original. I'm so tired. The boyfriend and girlfriend walked in, evidently from shopping. Their arms were full of Giro Froggy's stuffed animals. I told you that's wrong. Huh? What's wrong? Ito hadn't noticed then. I looked at the classmates who were already beginning to play with their new toys and said, I've told you this before, right? You can tell your average teenager's information level by knowing what sites they go to. This was a personal theory of mine. Smartphones and Pokecoms had become the religion to the modern teenager, and the information they gained from the portable terminals had a huge influence on their lives. Some people only looked at SNSs like Twitter, Rhine, and Facebook. Yeah, definitely not anything we know. Others at Pan and Nikonya. I'm getting better at saying Nikonya. That's great. Some looked at all these as well as the links they found there. And then some looked at all those things as well as their favorite celebrity blogs, the big @chan aggregators, and then whatever rumor site was popular at the moment. All of these people were wrong siders. And the scary thing was that these days, 9 out of 10 wrong siders were teenagers. Garo Froggy launched 6 years ago with a cell phone strap, and they had gotten popular for reasons no one ever understood. And then lately, the combination of Garo Froggy memes on Twitter, as well as an amateur anime posted on Nikonya, if I remember right, it was talking dancing frogs singing anime themes, had created a fad, though I hated to use those words for something so stupid. It amazed me that people honestly believed that the ribbit sounds made by the female actress in those videos were from the original, or that the original was the stuffed animal that had came out recently, and not the phone strap. My guess was they only got their information from Twitter. And a man can't be a waitress. He's a waiter. Chat, chat. Did you hear that? He said a man can't be a waitress. He's a waiter. Shall we introduce him to Renee? Just saying. Because I'm sure Renee would have other words. This was one of the reasons I joined the newspaper club. I didn't want to end up like them. Anyway, Miyashiro, the girl evidently the one in charge of the waitresses, was talking to me. Who was she again? Fujita, Fujimoto. I think there was a Fuji. Was it Tanaka? Tanaka, I was totally wrong. About the videos we're going to be playing in the classroom. What was she talking about? Oh, right, they're going to make their own version of the Nico Nya videos where they wore the costumes and danced. Do you think we could do some close-ups or something instead of just shooting from the same spot the whole time? What was she telling me what to do? I didn't volunteer to videotape it. You guys forced this on me. Well, it's better than being told to dance or manage props. Oh, well, you see, hmm? You don't want to fix, you want us to move around? Fix? I don't know what you mean. Oh, we can do it. We can do close-ups or whatever. Really? Great. I'll write up how we want you to do it and give it to you before the shoot. And then she fled. That surprised me. Don't scare me like that. I was so nervous I was sweating a little. Ito was looking at me and sighing. What? No way you're a normal man. What? You freak out whenever you're talking to someone. No, I can't help it. She came out of nowhere. And what's more, I made it a policy not to talk to anyone unless it was necessary. This was the first time in quite a while I'd spoken up to any of my classmates but Ito. How'd it go? He was bragging about something, right? Fix or something? What? More technobabble? He had already started to spread meaningless information. Stop it. Hearing whispers about me in the classroom brought back bad memories. I was starting to have a hard time breathing. Hey, you okay? It must have looked like I was in pain because Ito was looking at me with concern on his face. I quickly nodded to show that I was fine. If you want to talk to behind someone's back, do it where they can't hear you. And if it's not bragging, it's not technobabble. It doesn't bother me, Fujita. Is... Who's Fujita? Oh, Tanaka. I just... is just a wrong-sider. That's right. It wasn't worth worrying about. She was just ignorant. Nito looked over at the classmates who were having fun. Geez, freaking opportunists. Hmm? Opportunists? Uh-oh. What did that mean again? I knew I heard it before. I ran a search on my Pokécom, making sure not to let Ito see. Opportunist. One who takes advantage of any opportunity to achieve an end. That's right. I think that's exactly the right word. They'll take any opportunity to bring you down. You've got that right. Ito nodded, annoyed. Good, looks like he didn't find out. Do the otaku at the bottom of the school caste system always have to give people above us something to talk about? Hold it. The school's caste system wasn't something I cared about, but hey, I'm not an otaku. Not this again. What do you mean again? I just don't like it when people are wrong. Do you want... No, I don't want a lecture. The definition of the word otaku is changing, and the negative connotations it originally had are disappearing, but even now, in 2015, it still mostly serves to denote those obsessed with anime, light novels, video games, and idols. 2015. And I believe this game came out in maybe 2003 or 2004, just to kind of set an idea of when the game itself was made. So this isn't remotely a new game. And also that's completely accurate because otaku is now just kind of starting to become more of a generalized meaning of someone obsessed with something, being it music. So like someone like Renee would be obsessed with music. Well, Renee or me would be a music otaku. Someone obsessed with like Miku would most likely be an idol otaku because they're obsessed with the like going to concerts and all the whole idol thing. Someone obsessed with games would be a gaming otaku, manga otaku, uh, like sitcom otaku, and kind of just that in general. You kind of get the idea, but yeah. I thought I saw a boy reading a light novel turn toward me, but I didn't care. I don't watch stupid anime or read stupid light novels. It's a waste of time. Weren't you going on about how great some anime was? What was it? Bloodtoon? For some reason that sounds familiar, but I do not know what it is referencing. I said I don't watch anime that's stupid. And it's no different than the people who ignore quality movies like the two Veronicas, It's My Wonderful Life, and just watch the same stuff over and over again. And say anyone who hasn't seen this show is a casual. I get it, I get it. Or people who lie about having read books like Cities in Sequence or Winter's Garden and just read light novels all day. The word otaku refers to people like that who only bother to absorb information about subjects that they enjoy. Camera otaku always seemed like a bunch of weirdos to me. As long as they're not bothering anyone, who cares? I'm a Johnny otaku myself. Stop it, please. More than anything, I don't want to be the same as you people. And then the door to the classroom flew open. A female student was looking in. And I think we'll leave on that cliffhanger because I'm starting to kind of quickly get drained. Anyways, thanks for stopping by. I think Dooney's on, so we'll go ahead and raid her. I'll get that set up. Uh, switch that to mobile data so internet doesn't tank. Pause the stream. More games on sale. Let's see. Eh, and of course she's on BRB. Guess we can wait a little longer. And also, I really need to put more visual novels on my Steam wishlist thing. Mainly the ones that I've got on the Switch. That way I can just have easy access to them. She must have been in a hurry because she was a little out of breath. She brushed her long hair out of her eyes and was about to come inside. No, what's up? Oh, Empress, perfect timing. The whole class started to talk to her. Hold on. She was about to say something when her foot caught on one of the cables running across the room, and she suddenly tripped. She almost tripped, but managed to keep her balance. She smiled a bit and took a deep breath. All the students around her, boys and girls alike, began to move. They surrounded her as if they were welcoming a long lost family member. Hey, who put this cable here? That's dangerous. No, I'm so sorry. Oh yeah, one of the visual novels I have in mind is not it's not was it World's End? I was kind of on a visual novel craving quite a while back on the Switch. There was one I got called World's End, uh, but then one I really sunk my teeth into was kind of a weird title, but I can't remember what it was. But it kind of how to put it? It's been a while. I honestly can't really remember too much about what it was about, but I think there was something about at night. Oh yeah, there was like um kind of some paranormal stuff supposedly lurking underneath at night and stuff like that that we were kind of investigating on the side and stuff. But yeah. Oh, but there's one visual novel I definitely don't want to get, and I can't remember the name of that either, but it was one of the last ones I got, and it was very much about J- how Japan has really bad xenophobia about outsiders, and I really didn't like that. I only got maybe like 2 hours into it or something before I ended up quitting. The game looked nice, had a nice art style and everything, but yeah. Hmm. Oh. Okay, looks like she's back. Good. Save again, then we can read. And again, thanks for stopping by and hanging out. Would be nice if the internet was like this tomorrow too, but we'll see. Setting up right now.